Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Odongos. Welcome to this live stream of today. Welcome to this live stream for today. Apologies for that. So today, I'm just going to take us through a topic that we've been thinking about for some time, and that is back to the land. Is homesteading really better than city life? So if you're joining us for the first time, please feel welcomed. We really appreciate having you on this channel. Our channel is the Odongos, and in this channel we share videos on homesteading and also on family life. Yes, so my name is Ken. I'm the founder of the Odongos together with my wife, who is not here with me, and my son and my daughter. So today I'll still be able to carry us through as we wait on them to be able to join us later. So welcome back to the Odongos. We are so happy to have you with us tonight. Whether you're watching us from your sitting room, your bedroom, at places of work, maybe it's morning, it's evening, it's afternoon. I just want to say welcome internet, welcome family to this live stream of today. We are so happy to have you with you, and thank you so much for joining this family conversation, this amazing conversation concerning going back to the land. And if you are joining us for the first time, please feel free to subscribe to our channel. I'd wish to take this opportunity to just ask you to kindly, if you've not subscribed and you're watching us maybe for the first time, kindly feel free to subscribe to the channel so that you can assist our supporters to be able to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So we are so grateful for our subscribers, and of late we have not been able to upload videos, but we've already shot a couple of content. We had a small break for the month of September, and now this October we are back in full swing. We are going to be as consistent as possible. We took a short break just to be able to take care of a few family business, but now we are back, and we are hopeful that you're going to continue to share some amazing videos. So for the 222 subscribers, we just want to say thank you so much. And if you're joining us for the first time, kindly, I want to take this opportunity to, first of all, welcome you and thank you for joining this live stream. And then I'd also kindly wish to ask you, if you've not subscribed to our channel, feel free to support us by subscribing to the channel so that you can help us be able to reach 1,000 subscribers. That is our goal before the end of this year. So karibuni sana. I'm Ken from Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa. East Africa, that is Kenya. That's where we are shooting this live stream from. It's an amazing country, the only country with the national park at the capital city, that is Nairobi National Park. And if you've never visited maybe Africa, I'd urge you to at least consider visiting Kenya. It's such an amazing country, such a beautiful country, and we have so much to offer. We have a lot of wild animals in the game parks. We have amazing sceneries. We have beautiful people, beautiful culture. We have some of the best beaches around, and feel free to just pay us a visit. If maybe you're watching us from Europe or the Americas or Asia, kindly consider traveling and seeing Kenya. It's such an amazing country. So if you've not subscribed, kindly feel free to subscribe to our channel. And without wasting much of your time, I'd wish to just start on the discussion. Yes, so just grab a tea, relax, maybe take some coffee, some popcorn, so that you can chat. Yes. And also you can just let me know on the chat section where you're watching us from. Yes, I've just mentioned that I'm doing this live stream from Nairobi, Kenya. That is East Africa. And our channel is the Odongos. We do videos on homesteading and also on family vlogs. Yes, so today we wanted to talk about back to the land. That is homesteading really better than city life? Is homesteading better than city life? So maybe you can also tell us on the comment section, do you prefer the city or do you prefer the countryside? What's your preference? Yes. And are you currently in the countryside of where you are, in which country you are? Yes. Are you in the city or are you in the countryside? So you can also let us know in the comment section. For me, I'm in the city currently. That is Nairobi, which is the capital city of Kenya. Yes, and this is where we are doing this live stream from. So kindly feel free to let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from, and also just indicate whether you're in the city or you're in the countryside. Yes, yes. So for us, this discussion started as a small whisper between me and my wife. Yes, just the craving of a quiet and peaceful environment. Yes, we came into the city. Basically, personally, I came into the city in the year 2009. That is almost how many years? Almost 16 years back. Yes, 16 years back is when I came to this city looking for greener pastures. You know, in Africa, the way we are taught, our education system basically encourages us to be able to pass your exams, go to college, and then you look for employment, you get a job, you get your family, you get a fast car, you get your house, you know. Basically the typical social expectation. I believe that's what we are used to in Africa and maybe some other parts of the world. So that's how typically we are. And you realize that majority of us, especially I'm talking about the millennial group, and even the boomers and the Generation X, most of us came to the city to look for greener pastures. And as time goes by, with the coming of internet and such things, it has opened our eyes to a lot of things. Like for us, looking at some of the way people live out there, it has really brought us to have a discussion on what we really want with our lives. Yes. So there was this morning that I believe I was going to work, and I started questioning myself, like with the rush, like you wake up at 5 a.m., you know, you come back at 6 p.m., yeah, just trying to hustle, trying to just keep on the pace, the rat race, you know. And I kind of started thinking and asking myself, yes, because you find there's a lot of traffic, especially in our city. There's an increase in population, so people are so many. Yeah, the cars, everybody's like buying a car, so the traffic jam is hell. Just getting from where I live to get to work, you know, it takes a lot of time, and you realize that you spend a lot of time on the traffic jam, and you start questioning a lot of these things. You realize our kids, they have to wake up at odd hours in the morning just to be able to get onto the school bus and to be able to get to school on time. And even when they're coming back, they come back when when it's almost dark, you know, and with lots of homework, a lot of deadlines at work. There's a lot of noise, a lot of so many things. And I remember thinking to myself, is this really it? Yes, is this what life is supposed to feel like? So I don't know if maybe you've reached that point in your life where you start questioning yourself. Yeah, is this really it? Is this what life was meant to be? Like the pace, you know, just rushing. And at the end of it all, are we really going to go back where we came from with all these things that we are really seeking, all these things that we are trying to look for? So the exhaustion, you know, just going through the motions, yes. And I remember us watching a video of, there's a YouTube channel known as More Than Farmers. And we saw this particular family that they're in the US, they started their homestead, and they're living a life that we kind of admired, you know, just a slow-paced life, a life where they're able to grow their own crops, they're able to take care of their own animals, they're able to live at a slower pace, you know. They don't have all these rush that you are having. The kids playing with their chickens, they are cooking from their own garden, they're able to store their food, they're able to like grow their own food, and they basically are able to exactly know what they're eating. Unlike in the city, where most of the things they're eating, we don't even know where they're coming from. So it got us to start thinking, and something in me just sighed with relief. I was like, no, I really don't think this is the life that you are meant to live. And I kind of felt jealous I envied these people. But there was this deep longing, like I started asking, what if that was me? What if I started some years back, just to go back to the land, to start my own homestead and do things that really are meaningful to my life? Yes. So what if we could just slow down a bit, just enjoy life, to be able to take a sip of water, take a bite some food at a slow pace. What if our kids could grow up knowing the value of work, you know, yeah, the beauty of nature, and the peace that comes with less noise and more meaning. Just growing in the nature, growing in the countryside, doing things that really matter. So I started asking myself a lot of these questions, and honestly, we are still in the city. We don't say that we have moved out of the city. We are still in the city, but that dream has already changed us. It has changed the way we are thinking, even as we continue to just think of that aspect of going back to the land and starting our homestead. We are still here in the city, but everything has changed. The way we think of food, the way we cook our food, the way we relate with our children. We have started decluttering, yeah, cooking more at home. We're not buying a lot of these foods that you order. We have stopped doing that. We've started learning about the crops that you need to grow, learning about the soil, learning about animals, which ones can we keep, which one can we rear, what are the diseases, the pests, how can we control some of these things. We have even started just networking with like-minded people, some groups, probably in Facebook, in Instagram and such social media platforms. Just thinking of sustainability, how can we create ours? And maybe it's God who is preparing our hearts before He moves our feet. So this is something that we've really thought of, and we have dreamt of doing it. Something that we feel has been planted by God, but we are still in the preparation stage. And maybe if you felt like that, the same way we are feeling, you can also tell us in the comment section. But let us be honest. I want us to be honest with something. We are not saying city life is bad. I'm not saying that. I've really enjoyed staying in the city for the past 16 years that I've been in this city. I wasn't born in the village. No, I was raised in a city, though in a smaller city. But then I moved to a place that was more rural-like, but still not like a rural area. So I've never basically lived in the village my life. But I've been visiting my hometown. I've seen how life is. I've seen the challenges. I've seen the difficulties. Yes, and I think a lot has changed, especially if you're coming from this country. You can even confirm in the comment section. There's a lot that has changed in our country, especially with the devolution, that you realize that not even in the country, even in the entire world, like with the coming of technology, the coming of internet, and all these online work, all these things that you can do remotely. Because if the main thing that brought us to the city was work, but now we realize that you can do your work on digital platform, you can do your work on social platforms, you can get some job remotely from clients in the Americas, in the Europe, and you can do it anywhere in the world. Then why are we still in the city? Why are we still in the city? Because it means then that if our main goal was to come to the city to get work, now work is available as long as you know how to look for work and you know you have the skills to be able to get your job online. So the aspect of having internet, I think, has changed, is the game changer. And also with the advent of the Gen Zs. The Gen Zs, I've seen a lot of Gen Zs on social media doing amazing work in our country. Most of them have gone back home. They've gone back to their countryside. They're doing amazing things, doing some agriculture, doing a lot of these things that in our times we thought that those were jobs for the poor, you know. And I want to be honest. There's something that we have also had to agree. The city life is not bad as such, because the city life is what has brought us to this level where we are. And it has its own perks, it has its own advantages, yes, and we are so grateful for it. Personally, I'm grateful for the number of years that I've stayed in this city. I've learned a lot. And they usually say that if you survive, if you can survive in this capital city known as Nairobi, then you can live anywhere in the world. And maybe you're watching from the Americas. If you've come across Kenyans, you know, Kenyans are those people who are go-getters. Wherever you meet a Kenyan, just know they're industrious, they're go-getters. They're people who are creative, they're innovative, you know. And it's simply because living in Nairobi City is more like living in New York. Basically, you can survive anywhere in the world, you know. So the good things about I Can Talk that I've seen in the city are the good schools. Yeah, we never had good schools. I don't know why. Maybe because the people who colonized us knew why they decided to make the development of the rural areas to be lower than that in the urban. I think the intention was to make us to be able to come to the city to be employed and to offer labor. So good schools were not there in the rural areas, in the countryside. We never had good hospitals. Even right now, we still don't have as good as the ones in the city. And also social amenities are not there. There was no electricity, there was not running water, there was no reliable internet, there were no opportunities for job. Yeah. So those are some of the things that are here in the city. We have good schools, good public schools, we have good private schools, then we have good hospitals that are equipped, that have enough manpower. Then we have also reliable internet, several providers. Though internet is a new thing, but still we have internet, we have a good security, a good opportunity for work, yes, social facilities like the ones for sports, the ones for arts, you know, theaters and such things, cinemas, all of them, we have them in the city. So those are some of the things that I think the convenience part of it is what I can say that are the things that I've seen that are so good in this city. And also just the ability to be able to meet people from different areas of the world. Like in this city, in our country, we have around 41 or 42 tribes, yes, and out of those 42 tribes, all of them have converged in this particular capital city. So just at workplace, at our business areas, our social areas, you meet all kinds of people and you're able to learn. So those are things that I can say that are the good things that have happened to me just by being in the city. I've made friends from all tribes, all what can I say, tribes and races, yes. I've met people from out of the country. I've made friends from Australia, from India, from so many places in the world, yeah. And that is just by the fact of me being in the city. Maybe if I would have been in the rural area, I would have stayed in the rural area, I would not have had that opportunity just to be able to meet these people. So my network of people has also been a little bit better. So I can say those are the things that I'm grateful for just for being in the city. And what else? Maybe good housing, clean water, you know, availability of opportunities to be able to study. They are compared to the countryside, they're not there. So perhaps these are the things that are making people initially, maybe those years back, that were making us, especially the millennials, to come to the city. Yes, but sometimes it feels like the city demands too much and it gives too little. And if you agree with me, you can comment just comment in the chat section. Like you give too much just to be able to stay in the city, yes, and you realize it is something that It's just a cycle. It never stops. For you to stay in the city, there's a lot of bills that you have to pay. Like in our country, even I think in all civil nations, yeah, there's this garbage, the issue of garbage. You have to pay for garbage. Those are the services you have to pay for. Security, you are not allowed in our area. The municipal council does not allow you to wash your car, to cut your what do I say, your flower gardens or whatever it is. Without a permit, you cannot cut a tree. Without a permit, you cannot raise a dog. Without a permit, you cannot raise your cattle, your goats in the city. You are not allowed to. So there's a lot of restrictions that comes with staying in the city, and it feels too demanding. Yes, like I know there are people who, if they had an opportunity to not work, not go to their work. Like people are going to works that they don't even like in the first place. So you find that you are so tired of going to work. You're doing it just because you have bills to pay, not because you enjoy what you're doing. You're doing it because failure to go to that particular work, then it means that your house will be locked. And these are some of the things, the demands of the city that are just too much, that you can never take a pause here just to relax. And the worst thing is that most of those people who stay in the city, I say most, like 90%, they have never even gone out of the city for just a vacation or even traveling. We have amazing national parks, but you realize that almost a third or three-quarters of our nationalities, of our citizens, have never even stepped there. Yes, even the one in the capital city, I've been there, and I realized that we have a lot of foreigners coming to visit our national parks, and yet we Kenyans, we are not even able to do that. And it is because of the financial constraint. Yes, like we cannot afford to do some of these things because all our finances are pegged on paying bills. Yes, and you realize you work long hours, you spend a lot of money on rent, you spend a lot of money on bills, you spend a lot of money on food, and somehow you still feel empty. Yeah, like even before you are paid, your money is already budgeted for. Yes, and then there's this pressure to keep up, which is such a sad thing. In the city, there's this pressure always to keep up. Everyone is upgrading something. Yes, you've just bought a car, then you think now you've reached, now now your social friends will say, oh man, you've done it. Then you realize your friend has upgraded to even a bigger, better car. You go for a road trip, man, you cannot keep up with the speed of these people. You realize the car that you've taken alone just to be able to buy cannot even do any speed. So there's always this pressure of just trying to keep up. Yeah, you buy a phone today, tomorrow another new one has come. You buy a clothes today, tomorrow there's a new fashion. So there's this pressure to keep up, which is basically in the city. And you realize you go to the countryside, the pressure is not there. It's not that those people are poor. No. Yes, I agree that staying in the city somehow opens your eyes, and somehow you're not relaxed. There's this comfort that when you get into, then you are not able to move. I don't agree with that one. What I'm talking about is that just slowing down to live, yeah? Because we are here only for how many years? Let's say we are here for 100 years. And so far you've lived 50. How many is remaining? Or you're 35. How much is remaining? And if you realize that all you do is you wake up, you go to job, you pay your bills, you wake up, go to job, pay your bills, wake up. Basically, you are not living. All you are doing is paying bills. Yes. And then with the upgrade, people upgrading phones, cars, homes, lifestyle. And the one for home in particular, there's something that I noticed with the city. And it's something that it's really amazing, especially in our country where somehow the development of houses is not that planned. So you work hard, take a loan to be able to buy maybe, let's say, a mansionette in a nice estate. Yes, the one that is trending currently. So 10 years down the line, things have moved, yes. The area is no longer appealing to people, yeah. Like right now, we have our government doing a program known as affordable housing, where they are removing old houses and building very long and tall houses. So if you had taken a loan and bought a mansionette next to where the government now is building those tall things, you realize now you won't even have sunshine on your own property. So there's the pressure. The pressure keeps on piling and piling and piling. The competition is so much, the lifestyle, yes, and then the social circle where our social lifestyle is all about drinking. Especially in our country, if you're not drinking, man, you're the most boring person. There's even this particular individual, well, not name, we saw a celebrity. He said that once if his friend left drinking, then the friend became a boring person. Now you realize that that is the pressure. So even if you had stopped drinking, now you want to go back so that people don't say you're boring. And you see, those are kind of the pressure. But if this particular individual was staying maybe in his own homestead, in the rural side, he won't have that particular site of influence. So the pressure is too much. And before you know it, you are in a quiet competition you never even signed up for. Basically, you are competing with people that you never even signed up to compete with them. But it's all about competition. And the feeling of just being surrounded by people, yeah? You are surrounded by a lot of people, but you still feel so lonely. Yes, and you get home, you close the door, and you just realize that you have not rested in weeks. Yes, that is basically the reality check of us living in the city. So maybe you can let me know in the comment section, what's one thing you love about city life, and one thing you'd gladly leave behind, yeah? What's one thing that you really love about city life if you're staying in the city? And what's one thing that you will be glad to leave behind? I'll just let me know in the comment section. Yes. Let me know in the comment section. Henrik, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Alex Kamau, karibu sana. Yes, karibu sana. So maybe I'll also mention why do I think that the countryside is good or is calling us. Personally, the basic thing that is calling me home, that is making me to just dream of that aspect of moving back to the land, is the aspect of peace, the peace that it comes with. Yes, the silence, yeah, the slowness, the peace, yeah, the kind that just seeps into your bones. You know, that peace. And I think just being somebody who has somehow lived in this city, I've also lived in overseas a bit. It's something that I feel peace is everything. It's so underrated, something that people really rarely talk about. But peace of mind is something that is really drawing me to have that particular dream. And also the rhythm of just waking up with the sun, you know, cooking from the garden, living season by season, not by deadlines. Yes, living season by season. Season by season, I mean, you know, it's time to plant, you plant. It's time to harvest, you do your harvesting. It's time to do this, you do that. But you see, in the city, it's all about deadlines. You have deadline to pay your rent. You have deadline to submit a report at work. You have a deadline to clear maybe school fees. You have a deadline to do this, do that, you know. So just the rhythm of slowness, slowing down and just feeling everything, living wholesome, living a honest kind of life. And also about our kids, I'd wish to have our kids to just grow up knowing where food comes from. Just not all about getting food from the supermarket or the stores, you know. I'd want them to see how we grow food, how we cultivate our land, how we raise our animals. These are things that when I grew up, I thought they were, especially when my parents used to tell me to do a particular cause. And I think I used to feel like somehow they were disturbing me. When you're being told, oh, do this, remove, maybe sweep the chicken coop, you feel like it's something that your parents are bothering you. But right now, I kind of feel why that thing is important. Let's do a simple mathematics. If you go to your local supermarket and check the price of chicken, for us who buy it in the roadside, you realize that a good chicken goes for around $12, $15, you know. That is one particular chicken. And for $15, I can get around, I can get around 10 one-day-old chicks that goes for around $8, $9. And if I raise them, that is the hybrid one, the one that is a mix of the local breed and the other breed, the broiler kind of thing. And within 3 months, these 100 chicks, I'll be able, let's say you have 80% success on raising them. So that means if you had 10, then you're remaining with 8. And they're just eating whatever is left over. Yeah, because this is what we used to do when I used to visit my mom or my parents. Yeah, I will see they never give their chicken anything special. It's just whatever is left over in the kitchen, that's what they give. And then the chicken are able to just feed from the grass, just feed on insect, feed on worms and all those things, yeah? So basically, and even the medication, somebody will say, what about vaccination or taking care of pests or diseases? For pests, they just use local medicine. That is, they take things like aloe vera, then you burn the aloe vera or you mix aloe vera with some water. They take onion, they put some onion in water and give to the chicken. And the chicken are able just to survive, you know. And within 3 months, you have your 8 full-grown chicken that if you are here in the city, you'll spend roughly, that is $80. Yeah, that's just a simple one. And you realize that, yeah, our kids are grown up knowing we take our food from the supermarkets, we get our food from, so we are raising kids who basically don't know where food comes from. As much as they read these things in school, they basically do not know where food comes from. Personally, the reason why I'm thinking or dreaming of the countryside is because I want my kids to grow up knowing where food comes from. I think it's some good skills that they need to learn. Not thinking that meals come from the fridge, but we are able to milk our cows, we're able to raise our cows, we're able to take our cows to graze and just be able to get the milk. I want them to see the connection between work and provision. Yeah, that when you work, you're able to get something in return. Unlike in the city where, yes, we sit behind our desk and money comes, you cannot really have that correlation. You just know that once I go to work in the morning, I get paid. But this one is physical. This one needs patience, and the patience brings reward. Patience house. Like when you have your chicken, you know you need to wait for 3 good months, yes, raise them, take care of them, and see them grow. And eventually you'll be able to have something. And also spiritually, yeah. The land basically teaches you faith. Land teaches you faith. Because when you plant your seeds, you have to wait. And you can't control the rain, but you just trust that it will rain. And that's the same trust that God wants from us in life. Yes, yes, yes. So we are basically not romanticizing the countryside. That's the honest truth. We know it is hard. We basically acknowledge that homesteading or countryside life is hard, yeah? But even in the challenge, we see something that is sacred, a simple, slower, and grateful way of living. And it is something that I think globally you can see there's a trend of people just trying to go back to the land, go back to go to to be able to have control of their food, to be able to have control of what they eat, what they're able to put in their mouth, other than staying in the city where you just eat what you are being offered. Yes. And maybe I can share something on what are the advantages. What are the advantages of homesteading or countryside life? One, I can say the peace and quiet. For those who have stayed in the countryside, you know how peaceful the countryside is. It is the stillness of morning, the sound of birds instead of traffic. And peace comes from your daily companion. That is, you wake up, no noise, no pressure, you're just chilled, you're just relaxed, it's so slow, yeah? And then just being closer to the nature, being able to walk freely, to be able to have some space to meditate, to think about life, to think about where we came from, to think about why we are here on earth. You have time to think about yourself, who you are, why are you living, what is your purpose. But in the city, basically your purpose is to be able to make your employer happy or your business happy, not you as an individual. And then just another advantages of homesteading, I'll say, is having healthier or organic food, and also a healthy lifestyle. You grow your own food. And I don't say that the food we are eating in the city are not healthy. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when you grow your own food, you know where it has come from. Even if you cannot grow everything, but at least if you go to buy something, you know where it has come from. Unlike here, where everything is about profit. So people are taking a lot of shortcuts to be able to take their produce to the market. So you realize that if you're eating meat in our country, there's some rumors that at times we are being fed donkey meat. Why are we being fed donkey meat? Because there's a lot of people in the city who want the meat, but the supply is so low. So people take shortcuts. They go and kill donkeys, they kill dogs, they kill all sorts of things. And you end up eating meat that you don't even know where it has come from. For food, we have seen videos on social media of some of the vegetables. You eat vegetables thinking that you're eating a healthy food, yet that particular vegetable was grown in a very bad place, maybe in an area that has polluted water, sewage water, yeah, and even the hygiene, you don't know how the food has been handled to you until it reaches the market. So just having healthier food where you're able to eat, to grow your own food, yes, fresh, chemical-free food, and just also to have, to eat better and also to breathe cleaner air. In the city, we have a lot of traffic, a lot of cars that have polluted the air. We have a lot of industries that are really polluting the air, causing a lot of toxins in the air. And so just another pro of homesteading is just having a healthy lifestyle. And somebody might argue, why, if that is that people in the city are not having healthy lifestyle, we can argue that maybe if you compare in the villages, the reason why some of them are in bad state is just because of finances, because maybe opportunities, which I'm saying that it depends with who, how you look at opportunity. Like if you know that we are in a digital era, you're able to grasp the digital space and be able to earn something. You don't need those physical work that even right now are still not there in some of these villages. So it also depends. What I've learned is generations differ. I've learned that earlier generations, for instance, Generation X, and also we have X and which one? Yes, the boomers, the baby boomers and Generation X. Most of them grew up knowing only the physical work, and most of them are having a lot of difficulties just thinking of going back to the land, especially those that came to the city. There are those that are past retirement age, and they are still struggling on how to go back to the land, just to go back to their countryside. Why? Because they were brought up in the in the era of colonial times, and what they were being taught was all about work, and the digital space did not catch up with them that easily. We are lucky, the millennials, some of us are able to take advantages of the digital space, the digital opportunities, and even the Gen Zs have come to open our eyes on the opportunities that are there, and most of them are having difficulties being employed in the mainstream work that we are being taught. You realize that there are stories going around of how the Gen Zs are not able to keep their job even for a week or something because they think it is bullshit. It is like trading your dream for a monthly salary. Somebody paying you some small money for you to keep hold on your dream. And if you realize that there's a lot of opportunities out there, especially in the internet, that you can take advantage of, then all you need is a good electricity, and also you need a good internet that is reliable. And with a laptop and maybe your phone, smartphone, you're able to make money anywhere in the world, as long as those 2-3 things are there. And also stronger family bonds. Those are some of the pros of homesteading. Like if you come from an African setup where we have our families, we have our uncles, our cousins, and all those people, then we're able to work together as families, we're able to talk more, we're able to share meaningful experiences. And for this one, I'll share something. I've noticed that in the city, because of the demands that are there in the city, people are living like strangers in this city. In the city, you realize that you have a relative that you've never even seen. Not even a relative, a brother, you have a sister, a cousin. You rarely see each other. And you are living maybe even a few blocks from each other. But you are not able. You're not able to see each other. Why? Because we are busy looking for money. We are busy chasing the dollars, We have no time for each other. We have no time for relatives. And because of the demands of the city life, you realize that people are struggling just to keep up. So even fear having your relatives over because some will judge you like you're not doing well or something like that. So basically, just being in the city alone, the family ties are broken. People are meeting in funerals, people are meeting only in weddings. We are meeting on the mobile phones, but you go back to the villages where in African setup, we had our uncles, we had our aunties in the same compound. And this one would, as much as there are disadvantages of that, this one was able to help us have some meaningful moments together as family. And also simplicity, the simplicity that comes with homesteading. It becomes easier to slow down in the homestead and just appreciate God's creation without constant distractions. So you realize that in the homestead, you're able to live a simple life, not because you don't have, no, but because you just want to live on what you really want, what you really need, what you really need to live. Unlike here where you find yourself even having so many shoes, having so many clothes, just because you feel like people will talk and people will say that, oh, this person is putting on an old-fashioned particular cloth. You don't want to use your phone, yet your phone is still working so well because you feel like everybody at your workplace is having the latest iPhone. So you also feel like, for me also, I need to have my iPhone, But you see, you go to the village, nobody cares, yeah? Nobody cares. You live your life. You're able to have a simple life. Self-sufficiency is also a good a pro of homesteading because you learn valuable skills. You learn gardening. You learn how to raise animals, how to preserve your food, how to do a lot of DIY, like building, constructing. A lot of these things you're able to learn in the homestead. Here, where you stay in the city, some of those things, you try to do them, you'll end up being arrested. So self-sufficiency is one key thing that is an advantage of homesteading. And also the freedom from consumerism. Consumerism is the mother of all evil. You realize that happiness isn't about buying more. The more you buy does not necessarily mean that you'll be happier. How many clothes can you wear at a particular time? How many beds can you sleep in? How many cars can you drive at a single time? So consumerism has led to a lot of unhappiness because life becomes lighter and contentment is much more deeper when you are in the homestead. Because you realize that, take an example, like you're in the homestead. Can you have like 10 cars, even if you want to, even if you have the money? No. You just see there's no need. There's no need to have them. But here in the city, you might find yourself in that race that you never even signed for. Because you buy this car, you go for a road trip, you feel bad that your friends are passing you, then you start realizing that your car is not good enough, you want to upgrade to a better car, you buy another one. When you buy that one, now the people you are trying to compete with, they bring even a more luxurious one. When you end up buying that luxurious one, you realize that these people you're competing with, now they don't even buy luxurious car. Now they're buying helicopters. When you try to buy that helicopter, you realize now they're on private jets. So you can't keep up. You can't keep up with that. So there's also a sense of purpose, just being able to watch your land and just see your land develop, see your create things, see your family grow. There's just satisfaction that comes with it, and there's no paycheck that can really replace that kind of feeling. So there are also challenges with homesteading that I must accept. And even as we talk about this subject, I'll say that it's not easy, and I'll not lie to you that homesteading is easy. I must confess that unless you are ready for it, just know that it's one of the most difficult things to do. Because number one, remove convenience. There's no convenience in homesteading. There's no Uber Eats, yeah, and there's no a lot of these things that you find in the city setup. So number one, there's hard physical labor or work. You have to farm, you have to build, you have to maintain your property, you have to be persistent, and you have to have a lot of patience in doing some of these things. And also the initial cost is kind of high. You need tools, you need money to be able to to purchase your animals, to be able to raise the animals until they start paying up themselves. You need to fence, you need infrastructure, and they're more expensive in the beginning. And these are some of the things that is hindering a lot of people from thinking about going back to the land. The initial cost is just way too up, because unless you're ready to start way down, then you need a lot of money to be able just to set up your homestead. Tools themselves, they are a little bit expensive, and even animals, the ones that you might want to have in your homestead, they're also very expensive and they need a lot of capital. Yes, then there's also another disadvantage is there's a limited access to services in the countryside. We have fewer hospitals. The ones that are there are a little bit crowded. We have few schools that are up to standard, where there is no convenience stores and all there. Even if they're there, maybe a few. Then also entertainment is far away, So you need to plan more, and also you need to improvise always often. And then one thing that maybe can discourage you is loneliness or isolation. If you are a people person, then homesteading might be a challenging thing for you to do. If you are somebody who derives pleasure from having a lot of people around them, then homesteading is not your cup of tea. I'll easily tell you that, because after city's life buzz, rural life is quiet and can feel too quiet, especially for people who have social personalities. So that is one thing that you need to take care of. Also, weather dependency. You need to depend on weather a lot. If you've never bothered about the weather, homesteading, you need to be able to think a lot about the weather. You'll always be thinking about the weather when you plant your crops. You need rain to be able to rain for your crops to be able to do well. You need water for your animals, So there's a lot of dependency on weather when you're homesteading. Yes, and seasons, and sometimes unpredictable nature. Yes, so those are some of the things that are real challenges. And also, less stable income, but these I'll emphasize at first. In the beginning, there's less stable income, yes. So transitioning from a salaried work to self-reliance can be financially uncertain at times. So if you are also thinking of homesteading, I'll tell you that you should be prepared of less stable income at first. But once you settle in, once your crops do well, your animals do well, you'll be able to do much, much more better than how you are doing in the city. And also the learning curve. You'll do a lot of mistakes. Yes, you'll have your crop fails, you'll have your poultry or chicken dying in the first moment as you learn. So just take it easy, because everything we have to learn. We learn through our mistakes. So we have animals getting sick, and it also takes a lot of humility and patience just to be able to learn. So if you're somebody who is not patient, somebody who cannot learn well, then homesteading is not a cup of tea for you. Then there's also limited internet or connectivity. I've done a lot of research even as we plan and prepare for this journey. And why we are talking about this is that our channel is taking almost a drastic turn very soon. We are going to start showcasing homesteading, our homesteading journey, just from the journey itself, from the city, all the way to the countryside, setting up and all those things. So that's why we thought of doing this live stream, just to be able to start the preparation and also to just acquaint our subscribers on the plans that we have. And so our content will be more of outdoor, more of homesteading, on construction, on building, on gardening, on animals, on raising this, doing that, you know. So that's something that I'd wish to just inform you that you'll see more of it as we proceed onwards. So limited internet is something that we have discussed together with my partner, and there are some services that are currently being installed down there in most of our countryside in our country. We have some options, and also the good thing with the internet, just as I said from the beginning, if your work depends on internet, don't worry so much, because now we even have the technology of Starlink, which is doing so well in the countryside or rural areas. So maybe the initial cost, as I say, that one of the disadvantages is initial cost and setup. So also know that even having a good internet will cost you at first, but the opportunities in that. One of the opportunities that I've thought of is like you can be able to recoup your money by just being able to do what? To have a small business where you share your internet with your neighbors in the rural areas. So you can be able to have that Starlink set up. Yes, it's expensive initially, but if you think of it, if you have like 10 neighbors who are able to have it on a monthly basis in your neighborhood, that is in the countryside, then you'll be able to recoup your initial cost, and just to be able to have a good time. So internet is depending on location, you can be able to get a good internet currently in any rural area. Yes. Maybe I can also share something that I thought of. Just after comparing the city life and homesteading, it leads to a bigger question. Why are we here? Why are we here on earth? Why are we here? Yes, why are we here? Are we here just to earn? Are we here to spend and rush through our days? Because living in the city at times, you feel like you're just rushing through the days. The days are just passing. You realize 1 year is down, 2 years, 3 years. Before you know it, 10 years gone, just like that. So are we here just to earn money, spend, and rush through our days? Or are we here to live, breathe, and truly see the beauty of God's creation? You know, maybe the goal is not to have more, because consumerism has taught us, especially in the city, having more. Everybody wants to have more. You want to have more shoes, more clothes, more cars, more houses. Yes. But what if we are supposed to have more gratefulness, yeah, more grounded, more loving. What if you're supposed to be more loving and more alive? Yeah. So city life teaches us to how to survive. And personally, I think I've learned a lot on that, and I think I've finished my education on how to survive. Now it's time for me to start living. And homesteading teaches us how to be present. That's the difference. City life teaches us how to survive, and homesteading teaches us how to be present. But beyond both lies the real purpose: to walk closely with God, to care for His creation, and to love others deeply. And because at the end of it all, the question won't be, what did you build? That is what you won't be asked. Nobody will ask you that at the end of it all. But who we became while we were building. Yes. So basically that is it. That's what I wanted to share with us for today. And I just want to thank you so much for all those who managed to be able to join us. If you have a question, maybe you can let me know in the comment section and I'll be able to answer it. If you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly feel free to subscribe. Help us be able to reach 1,000 subscribers so that you'll be able to get more of our content. We are so grateful to have you around with us. You can take this time just to be able to hit on the subscribe button. Support us, help us to have that. We have roughly less than 70 days before the end of this year, and we'd wish to get to 1,000 subscribers. And also for our returning subscribers, we have been off a bit. We took a small break just to be able to take care of some family business throughout the month of September and part of August. But from next week, we'll be able to resume our schedule of posting our content. We already have a few videos that are ready and they'll be scheduled by tomorrow. So feel free to check the videos out and also tell us in the comment section the type of videos that you'd wish to see us do more, because we are here for you. We are here to be able to entertain, to motivate, to inspire, and to encourage each other. So I want also to thank you so much for those who were able to join us. Hendrik, thank you so much. Alex Kamau, it's always good to see comments, and it just motivates you to continue doing the work. And if you've not subscribed, kindly feel free to subscribe to our channel. Help us to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's the little that I can ask for. I don't think it's too much to ask for. And also check out our videos. They are being uploaded every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on Saturday, same time, same place, we have our live stream. And we'll be able to have all our members in the next live stream. That is my wife and our children. They also took a break, but they'll be back. Yes, so also if you have any question, you can let me know on the topic that we've talked about. Just let me know in the comment section. Anything, any question about our channel, any question, maybe even personal question, you can just ask in the comment. I'll be glad to answer you. And also we have our social Instagram and also TikTok. The link is in the description. You can just check them out and also follow us there. So if there's no question, then I'd wish to say asante sana for all those who joined us. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for sharing with us this amazing moment together. May God bless you and may God reward you abundantly. Stay true to yourself, and for now, it's bye-bye.